Bang. Bangarang. What's that from? Bangarang. You're doing it, Peter. I don't know. Hook, man. How come you don't? Man, people don't know about the movie stuff, man. You got to watch. Like, my son's chair from his little office is weak sauce, isn't it? I guess how much I pay for this chair. My wife, she was pissed.
Guess how much?
Yeah.
I'm 250.
80. Wow. For a chair. But I sit in a chair a lot. I'm sitting in this chair coaching clients
80,
a lot.
You said $80 or
280.
Oh.
283.70 something.
I'm not surprised.
It was a good investment though.
I'm not surprised. I was looking at chairs recently because I was like, I need to get a chair.
Yeah. You got to get a chair, man. You got to get a good chair.
But I wanted to make it cool. I wanted it to be cool. I wanted like a brown leather chair that wasn't too modern. It was kind of vintage, and those suckers are like $400 or $500.
Too much.
And I was like,
There was some
I actually thought
chairs.
about it though.
You could have got it.
I thought about it.
It's a good investment in me. Just save it. This is gonna last me for a long
Tax
time.
write-off. Tax write-off, baby.
No one gets to touch my chair. The kids can't touch my chair. This is my office chair. It's
my office.
It loves
chair.
my butt only. Like my wife, she likes my butt only. I hope. I don't know. I'm just kidding. What are we talking about today, man?
Man, we're gonna get into some business talks.
Business. We're gonna talk business today.
We're gonna talk big time business.
I mean, I don't know, big time. We're gonna talk business.
Yeah.
Big time business. Let's be real. I'm not this billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. I don't even want to be a billionaire. At the end of the day, I make good income that allows me to take care of my family, take trips when I want. I get to control my life. So I'm going to talk about how to do that.
Hey, I won't argue with that.
Yeah. I mean, if I want, I could buy a Ferrari, but I'm not going to buy a Ferrari. I don't need to. Some guys can. Don't get me wrong. If you want a Ferrari, bro, buy a Ferrari. They look dope. I got buddies who have them. They look super sexy, but I can't fit 5 kids in a Ferrari. Can't do it.
I mean,
With 3 kids, 5 people.
5 people.
That means I have 2 kids that I don't know about. I got dogs, but dogs aren't kids.
Yeah,
people.
2.
Dogs are not kids. I love you if you think your dog's a child.
On a side note, that more than anything, I get bothered when people talk about animals as kids.
Yeah. I mean, they're human. You got to take care of them, but
yeah, but it's not a human being.
No, if it has no social security number, it's not a child. I mean, if it can get lost and people can look at it on paper and be like, he's up on it, and they're like, it's just a dog. Like, it's not like a kid. Like if it's like my kid's missing, like people, I'm gonna go look outside when the Amber Alert goes on. But like it's like my pit bull's missing. Like, hey, bro, probably should have put a leash on it. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope you find it.
Hope you do.
Yeah, like I hope you do, but I'm not gonna go do a search party for you.
Yeah, and I love my dogs. I love my 2, Toby and Tonka. I love my guys.
Yeah,
but they're not my children.
They're great. I love cuddling too.
Yeah, I might cry. I'd cry a little bit less if one of them passed away in comparison to my child.
Right.
That's the gauge. You know what I mean?
Right. I think it would be a little odd.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with business.
No, but I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Hey, how you view animals maybe will dictate how you go into business.
It could be a love. I mean, it could be a love. Like if you don't love, like if I love my family, I love my clients. There's maybe a comparison there.
Yeah.
I would cry less if one of my clients passed away than one of my children, but I would still cry. I still feel bad.
Right.
There's still love. There's a genuine love there. 100%.
Right.
Yeah. How do you get clients?
How do you get clients?
Oh,
how do you get clients that you care about?
Yeah.
How do you get clients that you care about? What do you think?
I think the first way you get clients that you care about is you care about other people, because people will come to you if they see you as a person that would take care of them.
Right.
So think about animals. They'll come to you if like, hey, I got some food for you. Like you're gonna take care of them.
Right.
They'll come to you. But clients that they look at you like that person's just odd or weird, doesn't care for humanity or society. Like they're not gonna. So first off is be a person of integrity, like in character. That's the biggest draw. People are drawn to individuals that they actually like and feel good around. And I think getting ones you care about is you have to be very clear about what you are for and what you are against. So I tell people all the time, when it comes to you having a business, get off the fence, because the fence hurts to be on and nobody wants to sit there and have a hurt butt. So tell us what you are for and what you're against. Yeah, you might have an issue. Someone might not like that. Great, they're on that side of the fence. But those who are like, oh, that person is bold enough to talk about what they like and what they don't like I don't like that. I'm on this side of the fence of this person. Someone leads the charge, we get behind them. Right. So yeah, to get clients that you care about, you got to care about some of the same things, same values, and they've got to know where you stand, even if it cuts you off from other people who don't stand with you.
Right. So I just thought about this. You happen to be in the bucket of being a friend as well as someone that I work with.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of difficult because we're actually really close friends to view him as a client. But if I'm talking to someone that doesn't know Anthony and doesn't know me, one of my clients, it makes it easier than having to go like Anthony Trucks. Oh, who's Anthony? Well, and then go back and a decade. But my question is this: what's better, a client that you get along with, or a client that pays well?
Well, there's a client you get along with. Short answer. And the only reason is because it'll pay well in the long time, like the long journey of it. It's someone you don't like.
Right.
There's no amount of money I will take to sit in the phone with somebody for like 3 to 6 months, like I have my clients, that I don't want to show up for the call. 2 reasons. 1, I don't like the feeling of ever having to wake up and not enjoy the moments of my life and think like, oh, I hate that call. Secondly, I cannot live with the ability to possibly not show up 100% for a client and ruin their life. Like,
so what do you do? Like, I mean,
you fire them.
So like I come to you and I'm like, hey, Anthony, and you maybe you don't like me, maybe you don't know yet, and I'm going, I'll pay you $50,000 a month for consulting.
But then what do? You're like a horrible person to work with?
Well, yeah, like I'm just difficult to work with. Maybe I'm micromanage, or I kind of just disagree with you often or whatever. It's not that like, I'm not talking about value set, right? Like you align yourself with values. There's certain people that I won't work with based off of the way in which they view their world. Doesn't make sense for what I believe in. But like, if it's just someone that's just like,
don't like him very much.
You're just difficult.
I will partially recant my previous statement. And here's what it is. It depends on the position somebody's in. If $50,000 a month is going to be a massive change in your entire life, which, let's be honest, for a lot of people, it's going to be a massive change.
Absolutely.
Then maybe you don't look at it as this thing that I hate, but maybe it's something you learn.
Okay.
Maybe I got to learn how to navigate humanity and people and have a little bit more grace. And because it depends on the person, what you can put up with. There's things I can put up with that nobody else can, and vice versa.
Right.
So I think that the amount of money depends, but overall, longer picture, 10-year span of having to deal with the investment or of time into somebody who I don't like but pays well, or someone I do like but pays less, I'm taking the people that do pay less but I enjoy more, because the value is not in the money that I have. It's like, can I spend that money with joy? And if I'm getting 50 grand hating you and you're making me hate the moments,
right,
it's not positive for anybody.
Right. That makes sense. I view, hey, this is great. We have an interjection in our show.
Interjection in the show because Christina doesn't like to think far ahead. Hey, Christina, can you not do that?
Not do what?
Can you not?
Huh?
I love you.
Hello, Christina.
We're just recording. You should. That's like Anthony's Business 101. I do this stuff.
I didn't think that you guys would be taping with all
Man,
this in here.
she's fired as wife.
Okay.
We're in the studio, which
that
has
battery is right there on the box.
Yeah, the studio has a garage door. My wife doesn't realize that. I'm working in here.
Hey, that's okay.
So close it or
I mean, close it now.
Close it.
You got to close.
Yeah.
You got to close it. Gee, my knees. Oh, it's all right. I still love her.
You know what?
We're leaving it in.
Absolutely. I loved that happened.
Yeah, because real life, people. His thing.
That's one thing about business, right? I think people think that business has to be perfect. So as a content creator, as someone who like looks at creating content, if I was looking at this situation and going, there's no way we're putting that out, then like that, like I would just be like always rigid. Like I have to have this perfect, 100% like everything dialed in. But I think that a situation like that it's real, it's honest, and it shows the reality of what life is like as well.
That's life, man. And the thing is cool is I am blessed to be able to work in my home where my wife can just do that. You know what I mean? Like there's a good and a bad to it all. And at the same time, I also in our society, people forget stuff so quick. Like you're watching this, let's be honest, a week from now, you're going to have no idea that you remember this video. Maybe you do.
Yeah, there might be one thing. Maybe because we talked about it so much, you're going to be like, you know what? If my kid runs out, that's actually a good, because I think sometimes people will treat other people poorly.
Yeah.
Because of how they view they need to create something.
Yeah.
So then, like you could, oh, I'm gonna yell at her and get angry and all this kind of
And
stuff.
then we can't put that on. Then we can't put it on.
Oh no, we can't put it on. I mean, up to you.
No, but it goes on.
But then you can like create this idea in your mind that like what my business has to look like in order to do well is a certain thing, and you treat people bad.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, and I try to press this on people. I mean, I say it a lot, but I wouldn't tell anybody how to operate this. But I'm a regular guy that has irregular desire to help people. That's the root of me. I think it's to be the root of everybody. It's like, you're a regular person. I've been in the NFL. I've been around literally people who are making hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, at the end of the day, they poop and they put socks on just like everybody else poops and put socks on. So it's like, at the end of the day, why are you worried? Now, can this person benefit your life? Is there joy in that? Like, yeah. So do I need the facade of having all this extra? Like, nah, this is Anthony. I serve people. I do well. I get up on stage and kill it. I'm paid well to go to give speeches. But at the same time, I got a wife and I got kids and I'm a regular guy, but I just do different stuff in the world. And I think that's where society, I think we want, and that's obviously, I think we want more people like that. I'm biased because of what I do, but I think people don't want the person that's all about the Ferrari and Lambo. And if you want that in life, by all means, shoot for it. I'm not saying not to. That could be something you desire. Go get it.
Yeah.
But
I want a Rolex one day. I don't know why. I don't know why.
There you go.
I'm not into watches. I currently have a Casio that's like $30.
There you go.
But I think I want a Rolex.
I never want a Rolex.
I don't know.
And that's okay. I'm not knocking it.
But I think that there's actually cheaper Rolexes too.
There might
you
be.
get like a $2,000 or $3,000 Rolex.
No idea.
I looked into it.
I like my Apple Watch. It's like $1,100. You know, when you get the big one, which is more like it's like $600. Mine's like a $500 one.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, at the same time, it's like you can have those things, and I've found like when you get a Ferrari, if you have nobody to ride next to you, then it's not really that much fun.
True.
Well, scratch that. I don't own a Ferrari, so I wouldn't know. It probably is fun when you're hitting the gas and accelerating, but if you go home by yourself with Starbucks and maybe some burritos, maybe it's not so fun eating alone. Are we going off on a tangent?
No. I that's totally fine. I think that ties in well to the initial question of clients, because you can get amazing paying clients that could get you these things that you think will make you happy or more successful, and then you end up empty and unhappy.
Unhappy and successful.
Unhappy and successful.
Yeah. This is definitive. I've been unhappy and successful. When I first had my gym business, I was unhappy and successful. I was doing something that I was good at after a while. And you might be able to relate. Is you get to the point like I do something and I'm good at it, but after a while I fall in love with doing it. I'm just doing it because I'm good at it. And there's a difference when you have to lean in and say, am I doing a disservice to the world because I'm doing something I'm good at but I hate doing? Doesn't mean you have to stop doing it. You can either choose to do that thing but find a reason to get your spark back and go do it again at a higher level, or switch gears. Like life is the longest thing we'll ever do, but it's short.
Right.
It's this thing that goes by so fast, and so stacking of experiences. So for me, I'm trying to stack experiences, awesome ones, and I don't want to damage moments of my life. It's like my wife walking in and, messing up the thing. She really mess it up, just distracted. But like, do I really want to have to, after this interview and this podcast and this time, don't want to go back in there and have an argument with her?
I would assume the answer to that is no.
No. So I'm
It'd
like,
be weird
hey,
if you said yeah.
right? No, I'm just like, no, I don't want to have an argument. So in this moment, I'm like, what's it going to do to get mad at her? Like, what's that going to, in business, why is it going to be, why do you have to harp and dig and like be so angry? It's like, you don't want that to be something that leads into the next parts of the business going down. And so at the end of the day, like I choose to be in a space. I'm like, how do I want the next moments to look for this business?
Right.
How do I handle this moment to make the next ones be the great ones?
Right. So how do you, because I think at me and my business and what I'm building and what I'm creating, getting clients is, that's at the end of the day, that's the fuel, the gas, what's going to make a business grow. Money is gas. If you want to build your business, the more money you have coming in, the easier that will be.
Yeah.
It's just the reality. But getting clients, there's various times that I've turned down particular clients because I can tell the way in which their budget might be, or the way in which they're viewing a certain project isn't going to, like, we're not going to work well together. And I think back to a lot of those times, and I think, man, well, cash is what's going to help my business
Money
grow.
talks.
But if I'm always turning away clients because they don't understand the process, but they're not willing to pay for my expertise, and how do you line that up? Like starting out, because I think a lot of people that are going
that's
to
a
be
big word.
watching this right now are in similar boats to me where I am, and you've been there too.
The big key word is starting out, right? So starting out, you got to until you get to the point where you have so many clients, you have to turn them away, or you can redirect them to employees. You got to take it on. And there's a gift within the taking of people you don't really enjoy. Is the gift is one, you get to learn how to navigate those conversations so you can teach it later to your staff, because it's going to be a part of the world. Not everybody is like, they don't combine. Everybody gels well together.
Right.
So there's a beauty in having to navigate how that happens. But the other part of, like you said, is like it helps you grow and scale to where you can get to the opportunity of working with the people you want to. You have to earn that right. Like at the end of the day, you're going to have people you don't really love working with. It's just part of the process in the beginning of it. But as you start building and building and building, eventually you get to the point of like, now I have the chops, I have the capabilities, because I've learned through these different conversations how to show up for the people that I really want to work with. And now I've earned the right to sit with them whenever I choose to.
Right.
Then you can start saying, hey, I don't think we're going to work, because you have 5 people on the line you can work with. If you have a choice, you can choose the ones you want to work with. If you don't have a choice right now, the choice is like, I got to earn this. I got to work through this to be able to get to the point where I can then have a choice of who I want to work with. So muscle up. You're gonna build muscle in those conversations of having like show up and not love it. But the crazy part is those who will avoid those conversations never get to the peak, which is I only get to work with who I want to.
Yeah, I think being in the on my end more of the service aspect of like I don't sell like a physical product. I sell my service, my time.
Your creativity.
Yeah, my creativity. It's in certain things that it's hard to, the value is how valuable the other person sees it. It's that sort of thing. But I think within the realm of building a business that you can build systems and grow it. It's important to understand how you go about doing that and the best way to price something out, and that's opening a can of worms.
Whole different conversation
of like, how do you price yourself in growing in order to take on those clients, but those clients are going to refer you.
Yeah,
because that's how do you look about that? Like, you take on 10 clients and they're paying you. You're starting out. You take on 10 clients. You're like, I got 10 clients, but they're paying you 25% less than what you would want to charge. Now, those 10 clients are going to refer you to people. Odds are they're going to refer you to people that are going to be in the similar ballpark spending-wise. Is it wise to, like, how do you go about that? Like, do you just take on those clients and you're going to get referrals and you're going to grow this, but it's going to be at this price point that you don't want to be?
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is you got to be compensated in a way that makes you feel good to do the work and show up. Because if you're getting paid too far below, it's like, you may still integrity want to show up, right, but it's not going to be the same pull in your heart.
Right.
What I would say is what you talked about is, yes, you go in, you take those 10 clients on, you work with them, you get phenomenal testimonials, and you position yourself for the ones you want to be priced at. So think about it. If I hate this person, like, not that I don't like work with them as much,
right,
and I get this fee, but I get an opportunity to do a great job and make them happy. And now what happens at the end, if I got 10 people who I may not love working with, but who love me and rave about me, the people I want to work with, I position that correctly. Now I'm going to get that price I really want. Because there's 10 people talking about how great I am.
Right.
So the person I want to work with, they see that in comparison to somebody else who maybe they're like, I don't want those 10 clients. And they do a haphazard job or kind of crazy, like a sucky job. And then it's negative branding, right? Because your business lives and dies in the dark. Like, you may not think it, and most of us think, like, it's whatever people see. Like, no, what they see, they then use it to go talk to somebody and say, hey, what do you think of this person? And if they're in the dark, like, they were all right. But I, for example, I know based on clients I have now, I have been the reason other people have gotten jobs or not gotten jobs because of my recommendation based on my knowledge. And I'm very high in integrity. Therefore, if I'm going to tell you something, it's going to be my experience. And I'll give you that. I'll say, here's my experience. It may not be a broad stroke of them. But here's the truth, because I don't want to have them sign up and have the same experience as me and be like, it sucked, and they don't want it, and then they're mad at me. So I'm like, hey, here's what it is. Now, the company that they may be asking about, if they didn't show up positively, it's unfortunate for them. I'm going to give it my honest experience, right? And so because of that, that's the dark conversation. That person's business lived and died in the dark, and they'll have no idea I was part of it. There's people from my business right now, when it comes down to it, people probably see my videos and they say, hey, I saw you posted or commented. What do you know about that guy? And if the conversation is like, yeah, I saw him somewhere in a speech and he was kind of a rude guy when he came off the stage, I don't want to talk. Don't even message me. So like, I know in all aspects of my life, I show up. overly show up because I know in the dark the conversation I want had about me are the ones that are true to who I am, which is he cares, he's honest, he's upfront, he works hard. And I just show up. And then when that person experiences me, I keep showing up. Because then imagine that when somebody comes and says, hey, I heard great things, I hired him, he delivered, dude, he's awesome.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Your business lives and dies in the dark. What you mean by that is you're saying like the conversations that you're unaware of.
Yeah, the ones you don't see, they're not on the lights.
Yeah.
The ones that are behind the scenes, at a bar with a beer, someone's living room with a glass of wine, or an Instagram or social in the DMs that nobody in the world doesn't see.
Right.
It's the quiet places.
Right. So how do you
show up? How do you do that? You just show up every day as a good person everywhere.
Well, yeah, but I think that, right? But like, there's certain things, because a lot of people look at the fact that you have a ton of charisma. You're not afraid to be in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You're
all practiced.
All practiced.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like it took time doing this. This is years of me just 1,333 straight days of video, posting it, giving myself an opportunity to be shunned and negative feedback and negatively talked about.
How many days?
1,333. 3.65 years.
1,333 days consecutive.
Consecutive. A 90-second video called a Nightly 90. So the speaking, talking in front of a camera, this stuff.
90 seconds.
Yeah, I just practice it, man.
90 seconds. Practice. Part of me wants to, real quick, I'm going to go 90 times 1,333.
Yeah, we're going to figure out what it is. It's how much time behind here.
Yeah, 90 times 1,333
seconds. Go ahead.
Equals.
No, you hit the wrong button. We're gonna get it.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Now divide that by 60. That'll give you how many minutes.
1, that was 2,000 minutes.
Divided by 24. That'll give you how many days?
Minutes? No.
24 hours. Oh, minutes.
Divided by 60 again.
Yeah. 60.
I did divided by my calculator. There we go.
Calculator sucks. 2,000 divided by 60 because 60 minutes there.
So 33 hours.
Yeah, that makes more sense. 33 hours, a little over a day. Straight. That's
new 33 ideas. Hours of. So I think that's an important thing for me to kind of like soak in, is the repetition and the consistency
that most people will walk away from.
The most I'm sure that for many of me, maybe many of you, day like 14.
Oh yeah, it was 350 before I got more views. 350 days, right before a year, is when I went from like 20, 30 views a day to like 100, 300 views.
So it took you a year.
Every day of doing it before anybody noticed.
That's.
Most people don't know that. They think like, oh, he was always this guy. No. Nobody knew who I was. I was a guy coming out of this gym industry.
Right.
I'm going to start talking on the internet. And everybody's like, well, I got to get this new strategy and this tool. And if I film my videos like that and I say some cool stuff, like it's not just what you say. For some people it is.
Right.
Great value in their words because they went and built this monster somewhere else and they come back like Gary Vee, Tom Billy. They've built these amazing businesses and they're giving you information from insights behind closed doors you can't see. Well, I came in from the gym industry, so I had my life, right? And I had to figure out how to frame my life and share that. And so I just was figuring out ways to hone the skill of speaking,
right,
and then share it in a way that was valuable to people. So it took time, like years to really navigate that. So when you say like the whole charisma and talk, like that's just from after a while, like realizing from feedback and talking and comments, like I'm just gonna do what I do, and then you just get used to the flow of it, and it's earned. It's a process you have to earn. You can't all of a sudden go out and say, well, I got something to say. I had a crazy story. I'm going to start talking about it. Yeah, you better deliver it right. And that takes practice.
Right. Man, I think that's super important. Just in business as a whole, to look at, you can take that and you can apply that to every aspect of it, whether it be marketing, whether it be sales conversations that you're having with clients.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think like, oh, I got 10 people that said no to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go, looks like I'm not cut out for this. Yeah. Or I can go chase, if I was looking at the days, I could go chase the 350 more people before I get the yes.
Yeah, you're eventually going to do it. Like That's the thing. I don't think people grasp you're eventually going to get there. You can't continue to keep doing something unless you choose to every time learn nothing. If you actually actively say, I'm not going to learn anything and do the same thing over, then you're not going to get it. But it's an impossibility for you to do something, and never get better at it. If you just try to find a way, take feedback, take insight, because you have to. The thing is, it's so difficult to get up, but like you're going to fail over and over. And a lot of people, they fail the first time, like, I don't want to have that negative feeling again. So they don't get back on the horse.
Right.
They go find a new horse to get on, hoping they don't fall off that one. And it's because you're bouncing from horse to horse, you never make any traction. You're not going anywhere. But if you fall off that horse and got back on and realized, oh, that horse doesn't like when I kick the right side, stop kicking the right side. All right, I went like another 20 feet and the left side kicked and it knocked me off too. Okay, don't kick the right or left side. Or when I lean to this side, or when I say this certain word, but you got to get back on the horse and keep figuring out what that horse needs. And eventually you're going to it may be falling off the horse 50 times, but eventually you get to the end of that race. You're like, oh, cross the finish line. Now you can take that and apply it to the next horse. Like most horses, it's you learn. But everybody gets off the horse, they have to keep restarting the process because they never figure out how that horse works, so they keep getting off.
Right. Man, that's good stuff. That's
well,
good
I hope
stuff.
so.
No, I think it is, because I think you think about that. If you were to sit and think 33 hours, like I remember.
That's nonstop talking, by the way. It's not like pauses. That's like actual words being spoken and ending. And that's if I was to continuously talk for 33 hours, that's what that would be.
Golly,
you can't not come out of that. And that's also 1,333 topics and ideas and
oh man,
editing
that's brainstorming sessions. That's a lot of adapting.
Yeah.
What do you think, just to leave this kind of show, this talk about business kind of off, what would you say would be the number one, not number one, but maybe just something that you think in business right now that you're motivated on, if you were going to tell people to go out and focus on and be aware of, or just think about, like process through as like
the imposter syndrome feeling.
Okay.
Which has different legs to it. The imposter thing is it's a problem for a lot of people. A lot of my clients get out and they want to go coach and speak and talk and share and start a business. People buy something, it'd be a product, whatever it is. And the big problem is they'll brainstorm, and there's beauty in the thought of it, and it feels inspiring to think about what it's going to do for somebody. But then it gets to the moment where it's created or it's there, and they say, I don't know if I want to give it to people because I can't ask for somebody to pay for it. There's a fear. There's a literal fear behind standing up and saying, I made this. It's amazing. Pay me for this.
Right.
Because it's not like pay me or I'm going to kill you. It's like, hey, pay me. I made this. It's going to help you. But here's the thing. Those who have good hearts, which are most people, they're like, I don't want to have somebody pay me for this and not deliver, because then I'm going to feel bad.
Right.
I had a client, actually, the verbiage I was listening to this person talk through, like, was making statements in regards to her client she currently had and what was going on. And it was wrapped up in this language of, I have these 4 clients. What if they leave? What if da-da-da? And I was like, you haven't even talked about when you add more clients. I was like, yeah, no, I have this fear. Like, she had a fear that every time her clients would reach out to her was because they wanted to say something bad. It never happened.
Right.
She felt like because she hadn't had a result with this thing that was a certain level or whatever, but she had this imposter syndrome, so she wouldn't expand the business or reach out. And a lot of people starting out, they won't put their stuff in front of the world and have people pay them for it because they don't know if it's for sure going to work.
Right.
And my solution, I always tell them, is you've spent all this time developing this. Trust the time you've put in first. Second, trust that when the problem presents itself, that you will die on a spike to solve it. Like, that's, if you can just give yourself that grace and say, you know what, I'm giving all my all into making this. It's going to be phenomenal for the person, phenomenal for the world. But then if it breaks, if it doesn't deliver the way I think it will, I'm just not going to sleep until I solve their problem. If you can commit to that as a human, sell from the mountaintop. Like, get up and like, this, you got to buy, it's going to do this. Because if you can be the person that's like, I'm going to drag my body across the finish line for you, go sell it. Because then what happens is the opposite. I used to have clients afraid of doing live streams. They were fearful of what they would say and how it would work, and like this weird, it was scary. And there's this fear of like, what if somebody says something bad on live? Then I might teach them how to do it. They do a live stream, they'd hop on, and then afterwards, because of the comments being positive and everything, they went from being scared of it to like, I'm excited for the next one. I can't wait for the next one.
Right.
So in sales, like when you're getting that thing of selling your thing and you feel scared, it's like this imposter syndrome. Yeah, in the beginning it's difficult because you don't know for sure. But the fear of you being rejected or doing something wrong is replaced with somebody coming back saying thank you so much, that now you try actively because you know what it does. It flips the feeling of
Right.
like fear to joy of getting more clients.
Right. Real quick, sorry about the cameras cut off.
Hey,
Probably
we're working on it.
Probably in the middle of the most amazing content Anthony was speaking on.
Hey, life will continue on.
But I think that I know I definitely, in terms of what you were saying, resonate because I constantly think that about, I'm in social media, content creation, brand management, social management, and statistics, and looking at conversion rates. And did this post that I created, did it get 10 website clicks? What did those people turn into customers? And so I put all this weight, and so I constantly think about. So when I get a phone call from my clients, I'm like, crap, man, maybe they pulled up the analytics. They have access. Like, did they see the analytics?
Yeah,
Did that post
so bad.
That post didn't perform as well as the.
And how
the
often
one,
does it happen?
It
Never.
It hasn't happened. Like it's very rare. It's very rare. Like most of the time, it's like, hey, can you adjust the verbiage that doesn't fit like how we would want to say that?
Yeah.
And it's something really simple. And I'm like, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, the heart rate rises. Yeah.
Like, oh no.
I get it.
And so I resonate completely on that.
Yeah, and I think if you don't stress off that, you don't show up that way, because that carries in ways that people don't see. Like I have rarely had clients come back and be incredibly unhappy. I mean, maybe in all my years of doing this, I maybe had 3 that were like incredibly unhappy, and that's including the gym years. I had always had happy clients. In this industry, maybe 1 client I can say like we really just it didn't work, and like we figured it out. Like I could see him in public and like, how you doing kind of thing now.
Yeah.
But I think that there is usually a fear of like, what if I did something wrong and damaged them? But the problem is, if I know I haven't done that, then when it does come to pass, that moment comes and spikes up. It's like I can, with integrity, show up and say, look, I did my absolute best.
Right.
Like, no, it wasn't intentional. Know that, and that's where it comes to the clients you work with. Like, work with clients where you give them your heart and they realize that if there is a mistake, it wasn't like I was trying to or being neglectful. Like, it just was a genuine mistake. Those happen, and then you learn how to move past it. But I think also I've had conversations with clients I've been a client of, and I've approached with that, and I know how they're feeling on the other side of the phone. So when I do approach it, I let them know, like, I'm not angry at you. We got to figure this portion out, and then we work together. And here's the cool thing: on the backside of that, I have a better relationship. They want to serve higher because they realize I could have went a different tangent, I didn't, and they're like, man, I appreciate this guy. We work better together. I get a better result. They have a happier client. I'll talk about them amazingly. So it's all in how you navigate those business relationships. And a lot of it comes down to like, just press yourself out there. Don't be afraid of getting more clients. Yeah, there's an opportunity of you messing them up and them being pissed. There's also the great opportunity of having more raving clients.
Absolutely. I mean, I think saying yes. I mean, I recently, even with taking on more stuff with you, there's a lot to it that it was like, yeah, I can produce that. There's a lot of trust on your end going like, yeah, based off of stuff that Corey's done with me, I believe that he can do that. Now, at the end of the day, that might flop, and being that we have a good friendship, like,
We can communicate it.
we can communicate it, and things will work out, and so our friendship's going to be great. By the way, I have no plans on flopping with what we're creating, but
think you will.
And I think part of what we're doing now attributes to that. But I didn't have these ideas, the idea for like, hey, let's do this show, until I said I can do more than what I'm doing now. So I think on the other side of pushing yourself forward, of saying yes to more clients or saying yes to, more responsibility
And more chances to be great.
Yeah, there's your mind. If you trust yourself enough to create it, your mind will help you in that regard. And
even if you don't trust it, there's a lot. You're going to have to do things that you don't trust about yourself to develop the trust. Like, that's
right.
If I want to develop the confidence and trust, I have to do things in moments when I'm not confident. But if you communicate that, we're good. Like, if you come to me and like you say, I haven't done it before, we're going to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, I got that. If you come to me and say, I'm a master at this, and you just figuring it out, now we got problems.
I'm the greatest podcast
yeah,
co-host, producer in the world.
Yeah. It's just not going to work that way.
I've only done it once before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on camera.
Yeah. Yeah. So the baseline of it is just be realistic and transparent, honest. And if that's the communication thing in any relationship, But if I know what to expect from, that's all I want. I want to know what to expect from you. And the expectation should be rooted in what you expect of yourself. Not the downfall play. Like, don't tell me, well, maybe I can. Because then I'm like, no, I don't want you. I don't want maybes. Like, but I want to know, like, I'm going to actively try. Here's my experience and my skill set. I believe I can do this. We're going to figure it out together. Let's do it.
Right.
Like, this is us figuring it out together.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I also know that on my side, if I'm hiring someone in that position, if something goes wrong, it's on me to look at me and say, what did you not do this time to get the right fit to make it work? And if I press it on me, I don't feel helpless, because the helplessness is a negative, because then you feel like everything I try is going to fail. No. You have somewhere you could have had some control. And if you own that, you can take that same control and replace it and direct it somewhere else and get a better return, because you can realize what I did last time when I had control, what I'm not going to do next time.
I think that's an important point too on like hiring people, because I mean, I'm not in this place yet, but I have looked at outsourcing some work, and I know you've hired me multiple times. I worked at your gym doing sales,
Yep.
Content creation and brand manager and that sort of thing. But when you touched on it, but like looking at like, what if I hired you and it didn't work, what do I need to look for in order to find someone that it will work? And so not looking at like, oh, my entire plan of marketing is thrown off because I hired someone that didn't do it well. It's from your side of like looking at how you hire someone is, okay, what did they do, and in the next person I hired to fill that position, because you will need to. It's not like you
have to do it. Yeah.
Like,
People are like, oh, I hate all this, and they fire everybody, and like they do it themselves again.
Yeah.
Stupid. Don't do that.
They're just a lifetime, solopreneur, which is okay. I think that like if you want to work for yourself and be a freelancer, if I wanted to be a freelancer for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but then get a job.
Yeah, you have a job.
No, then you get a job that you own, and if you get sick, you don't make any more money.
Right.
If that's the case, stop owning the job. Let somebody else own your job and pay you. If you're gonna do stuff where you had taken a skill set, making money, and need to become a business. If I did all the parts of my business right now, I would have no wife, no life, because I'd be living in the business.
Right.
But I'm able to make the impact I want and do what I do because I'm able to say, what do I not do great? What can I outsource to people like yourself to help manage the brand? And I do that. And so now I can step back and I can be focused on what makes me great, which allows you to shine better. Because you have something great to put out, because I'm working on me and doing my part. So you're like, I get to show up and now you do the part that I need to get done. And now we both synergistically grow and the business can grow and I can make more impact and I can actually reach more lives.
Right. That makes sense.
That's how it should make. Yeah, it sucks because, I've owned a job at times. When I first owned my gym, I think was living and dying. I owned my job, man. It was ridiculous. I had this chip that I was like, I'm a gym owner, man. My name's on the wall. Look how great I am. And then at the end of the day, it's like, I just own more problems.
Right.
That was it. Not fun.
I think starting out too, like, depending on where people are at in business, but I think starting out, you start in that position, but because you have to do it all because you don't have the cash flow to outsource, but you put the building blocks in place and you build the systems out so that as you grow, as you add on more clients, and you can build a business.
I'm not a lifetime solopreneur.
Yeah.
You can automate a lot though. Don't get me wrong. You can choose to build automations and everything, but the world of business changes.
Right.
So at certain points in time, it's like if you're making good money in a full client base and it's all automated, great. But if it's not all automated, there will be a point in time, if you've done it right, you'll scale to the point of where you don't have enough time to even enjoy the life that you've created for yourself.
Yeah. You got into it to create more time or to create impact and whatever it might be. And now all you're doing is putting out fires.
Yeah. It's no fun, man. And then I've been there a lot. You might be there right now. Somebody watched. You might be there right now. Like, I got all these fires I got to put out. And like, how do I? At the end of the day, it's like, if you're not a firefighter, you can't put the fire out. Like, you got to find a firefighter for that kind of fire. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So a lot of people are sitting there doing all these different things and spinning their wheels. And so what happens is you're busy being busy. You're running on a treadmill and you're getting nowhere. And you're keeping your head above water, but then your mindset is more focused on how do I keep my head above water and not lose money, as opposed to how do I grow and make money? How do I get to the point where I'm so far above this that I'm not, my toes aren't even wet. I'm not even in the water. Like, how do I rise above? And you can't do that if you're always working in the business, not on the business. So like there's stages, like right now I'm in a good hockey puck like of growth for the business. And for me, I could sit back and say, I got this extra money in the bank account. Look at me. And my big thing is like, how can I turn around and reinvest this to pull myself higher in the water? Right? right? It's literally like, how do I take this extra income and bring more people onto the team to be able to help it grow? Because it's not about Anthony, what Anthony has. It's like, who can Anthony reach?
Right.
And I can only reach as far as I have the personal length to go. But if I'm stuck back here holding this rope, I can't go reach more people over there.
Right. Right. And it's also, too, it's an interesting dynamic with you specifically and people that are in your type of business where your name and who you are is the brand.
Yeah.
You know, so the business is built around your name, which is great because you can have a team of people. I mean, there's plenty of people that build programs and classes and schools and all that kind of stuff, that it's the actual product that, you know, you pass on and it teaches people how to do things. But, you know, a lot of how I think the majority of business operates is that you can't become the face of your own brand if it's not you that you're selling, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't be, if I'm building a business surrounding content creation, it can't be Corey Agopian content creation.
No, because it's not a business. It's just you doing a task.
Yeah, and I might have people hired underneath me, but then if I ever don't go on a job, then whoever, you know, someone's hiring Corey, they think they are.
Yeah.
If I brand it as Corey.
Yeah. The thing is, you can weave it. So I had my gym, Trucks Training, and that was, in hindsight, years later, realized Trucks Training was the worst thing to train, like to call the company to train.
Right.
Because everybody wanted Anthony. And if they didn't get Anthony, there's a problem. So Anthony was spun out. Anthony owned a job. And I hired the people, and I had to, in time, be able to teach them like it's Trucks Training, but it's not Anthony Trucks. It's Anthony Trucks' systems. Anthony created a process, trained his trainers. You're doing what he would do with you. If you want to have him do it himself, totally cool. But that program is trained in a way to where you're going to get a great result for your child or for yourself.
Right.
So it's a separation. And what happens is a lot of people build a business and they think that they have to, like, their story has to be what they sell. Like in Time Identity Shift, the business will have a separate level from Anthony. There'll be people certified to do it or coaches that'll train through the program I created. And there's strength in it because it's not Anthony Trucks coaching. It's Identity Shift coaching created by Anthony Trucks.
Right.
His experiences, right? And that is like the business. So when I'm 50-55, I get to choose what clients I want, choose what speeches I give, but the brand and the impact still rolls.
Right.
If I was a solopreneur, there's no way that I can automate all that for you to come in and get. Like I gotta have piece of the business that oversees segments and people doing phenomenal jobs as human beings to do what they do. Like the team of Anthony, what you see right now watching, there's 11 people that operate so I can do this. There's 11 different individuals from social creation to funnel creation and pretty much moderating and modifying over time. The sales team that helps people become part of my programs, how my programs unveil and unroll into the world, podcasts, everything. If those people don't operate, it doesn't go from this right here to people saying, I like this guy, I want that help in my life, and then going through a process to then work with me and the team, and then making income that can afford every other piece of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not a solopreneur. People think like, oh, is Anthony by himself? No, I'm not Anthony.
Right.
But the people that are in the background are incredible humans that allow me to do what I do. And it's not Anthony. They're helping the message. The message of helping individuals make success their second nature. That's what everybody's in line doing. That's what they're pushing towards. Not, I want Anthony to climb so he can buy a new car and have a nice house. And none of it has to do with that. Like it literally is dialed into, do you guys believe in helping human beings be better? If you do, we do that in this team.
Right. Boom.
Shakalaka.
As Anthony says, go Ducks.
Yeah, if you guys don't know about that, man, you better learn about it. Like I got my game ball back here.
Ooh.
Oregon Ducks, bro. I was Oregon versus OSU at the time. Here's a story about that. I went to Oregon, and before I went to Oregon, I went to an Oregon State football camp in the summertime before college started. And the strength coach at Oregon State looked at me, $183, says, "You'll never play linebacker at the Division I level." I was like, oh. Like the strength coach for the Oregon State Beavers said this to me. I was like, that's sick. So then I went home, balled out in high school, got to the University of Oregon, played at Oregon, senior year against Oregon State at home in Autzen Stadium. We ball. I demolished them. So I got a game ball, which you see. Yeah. At the time was the biggest deficit in the game that's called the Civil War. It was 56-14. And I got a game ball. I had like a pick. I had like 13 tackles, 3 quarterback hurries. It's on here. It says it right there. Look at defensive player, 13 tackles, 1 interception, 3 quarterback hurries. bro, dominated. And it was all like, and then went on to play linebacker in the NFL. So I don't know who you were back in 2000. Was it in 2002? Whoever the strength coach at Oregon State was in 2002. I don't know your name because you weren't that important to me. But hey, you were wrong, bro. Balled out. Just letting you know.
That's funny. That is funny. Way to go, man. Part 2 story. The other day, I was in San Francisco looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. If you're in the Bay Area, go do that someday.
Yeah.
But I was there, and there was some people wearing some Oregon jerseys and Oregon gear, and I said, "Go Ducks."
What'd they say?
And they were like, "Oh yeah, go Ducks." And I was like, "Yeah, actually, like I didn't go there, you know, because I say it because of you.
Yeah.
Never went to Oregon. I don't even think I've been to the University of Oregon at all. But anyways,
go.
I said it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, actually, a really good friend of mine went there. He played linebacker, Anthony Trucks, number 84." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I know who that is."
Yeah, small world.
Yeah, I was like, "That's great."
Hey,
And they were visiting from Oregon. That's
Were
why.
they?
Yeah, so they were from up there.
didn't have a normal name. It's not a typical name you see. I was like a billboard and stuff up there when I was there too. I was going like this on the billboard. Kind of weird. It was cool though. I was on a billboard, man.
Hey, you know,
show.
that's actually a goal of mine. I'm going to pay for a billboard one day when I have a little bit of extra cash.
Yeah.
And it will literally say bucket, like being on a billboard was like part of my bucket list.
Yeah.
And I'll just put a check on it or something. And then I'm going to put my website. And
I tried to find the billboard. I tried to call Oregon like, hey, where's this billboard? And no one knows where it went. It's sitting in either it's thrown away or it's sitting in some warehouse in Oregon right now with me on the face of it. It would have been great to have in my gym years ago.
That would
if
have
I
been
find
fun.
it, it's gonna go in my living room. My wife's gonna be pissed. It's not going to the living room. She wouldn't let it happen, but it'd be dope.
that'd be epic.
That would
Please,
be amazing.
Please let me be there for that. All right, to recap our business conversation that we just had in a general sense. Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Do something over and over and over again. Then we had the brand. I'm drawing a blank. Help me out.
The brand aspect in terms of as you create a brand, it's got to be built around you, but it's got to be something that has legs outside of you that we're talking about.
Yep. I'm just recapping.
Yeah.
But we talked about a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final piece that we brought up had a lot to do with, we talked about clients, how to get clients that you.
Yeah, kind of. We didn't talk about really how to structure.
No,
there's a lot of this, you guys. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that like are teachable, structural stuff. And if you want to know that, let me know, because when it comes down to it, I teach. I'm a big teacher, so we can have conversational topics like this and flow. But at the end of the day, if you're like, man, I really would like to know, we can turn some of these things into like, hey, we're gonna talk to like 3 steps to do X, right,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yep.
Some of the things I can strip out of my programs and share with you for free. Not everything, obviously. But some of the little nuggets will be very beneficial to help you just kind of get that kickstart for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think ultimately there's definitely a wealth of knowledge on your end, and just as people, as I knock over the coffee, but as people listen, like it's easy to look at someone as they create content and think, oh, well, they didn't actually learn, or they didn't go through certain things, and they just happen to get to a certain place on social media, and so therefore they can sell products and speak and whatever. But there's a lot behind all of this, whether it be success or failures, that I know Anthony has learned in the process. So a lot of what he's talking through and learning from is and sharing is coming from that place.
Yeah, I think that's you're right, and it just you guys know, like I couldn't afford to do this, pay for this if I wasn't doing what I do. Like there's just keep in mind when you see stuff on social, and I'm not knocking anybody. There are a lot of people who are touting certain things they're not actually doing.
Right.
And there's certain, like, that's why you don't see, if you go look at my page, you don't see a whole lot of me like, look at what I'm speaking everywhere and I'm coaching everywhere. Like I just do things, and I can afford things because of the fact that I'm actually doing, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that you don't want to start. You got to start by building yourself in. But when it comes to you finding individuals who are possibly able to coach you, look at what they say from a standpoint of what they've done, where they've accomplished certain things themselves. It's always going to be a thing I give to people. And I love that what I typically do when people happen across me is like I give them contact to my current or past clients. So you can ask other people, like, what's this guy like? And that's going to be the thing where you look at what we do here. Mm-hmm. It comes from the fact that I can build something. Now, I'm not going to be the guy that's like, I'm not the dude that's like, I'm going to sit here and teach you how to make $70 million, because that's not important to me. What's important to me is, can I provide for my family and live a life that has freedom and joy? And can I put some money away for my kids? And I think that really, at the end of the day, that's the majority of what people want. But they think they have to shoot for the stars and land on the clouds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could still shoot for the clouds. It's okay. Like,
Yeah.
like you're never gonna. My goal isn't to be like, how many people can I get to follow me? It's why like my followership isn't like I don't spend millions of dollars on getting a bunch of followers. Like, if you like my stuff and I put this out and you like it, share it. I would love to grow, but with the right people following me. And I really think there's something to be said about like if you think about certain communities, unfortunately in society, it's like they shoot for like rapper or all-star athlete, you know, or like billionaire app maker. Like it's cool, you can shoot for that, but what about the in-between where people are
Right.
still genuinely happy? And so I'm really happy. Like I don't have a 7,000 square foot, 8,000 square foot mansion. I don't have a collection of Ferraris. I'm not knocking those who do, because those who do, there's people are incredible human beings who have achieved that. Like I know great-hearted people who have that. Nothing against them in any way, but it's not Anthony's goal.
Right.
And if your goal is like, I just want to be able to do what I want when I wake up in the morning and be there to pick my kids up and take them to school in the morning and not miss trips, but then make enough money to be able to put it away and have security, like that's what I help people do. That's what, and it's not even all the strategic. A lot of it's what happens here as the identity. We didn't even get into that. We will in time, but a lot of it's like, who are you here? Because if you're the right person here, everything outside I talked about, that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think you touched on rapper. There's actually a friend of mine who's a rapper, and I was like, man, like he's not that great
Yeah.
at being a rapper. And I was like, you know, he should just hang it up. And I was like, you know what? Actually, social media is a great place. He probably can get 1,000 people that are willing to pay him, you know, $10 a month somehow. Buying new music or something, buying merch. I don't know what it might be. This is $100,000 a year.
Could do it. Live off
Like,
it.
like you think about the scale like of achieving something and doing something that you enjoy. Like I'm sure if he can make $100,000 a year for the rest of his life rapping,
Make it work.
hey,
Yeah.
you might enjoy that life.
Yeah, and the thing is, he'll enjoy it more if he's not comparing himself to those who have more.
Well, yeah. If you look at Drake and you think I won't be happy until I'm
Drake level, you're
Drake
always
level.
unhappy.
Yeah, there's just only one Drake.
Yeah,
It's kind of tough. Anyways, yeah, I mean we're wrapping this up.
Hey, wrap up, baby. Wrap it up, B. Hey, if you guys enjoy this, by all means, share it. 'Cause that's a big part.
Yeah.
That's how it grows, folks. If you have any questions, comments, something you want the rest of the world to get answers from or thoughts from, share it. Here's the thing. These things are going to keep on coming, whether you like them or not. That's just how it's going to work.
Right.
Not in a bad way, but at the end of the day, don't look at this like, oh, it's just two guys think they're amazing and they're going to sit behind this mic and tell me stuff. We're just having conversations, real people, real conversations, real life. So join the conversation. I don't even know your name. I'm not going to talk about who you are, where you came from. The questions help us grow. And the big thing for me is this heart's for you. It's not for us to sit here and feel great about ourselves. I'm not touting off things or like,
Not
look
at
how
all.
amazing I am, because that doesn't. My wife will bring me down real quick. Promise you that. So
Show up in the garage.
yeah. So the idea is, man, let us just help you at the end of the day. If this type of content is cool and you enjoy this style, let us know, because we're going to keep on doing it. I feel like this is a much better way to get my thoughts out. And we didn't even go into the topics. Just so you know, I got a lot of topics that
Oh, no, there's
we didn't
list.
cover. This was just wing it day. We might even film some more with the actual topics. You want to do that today?
We got some time.
We got time, baby. So
got
this
some
might be,
time.
we might be smart. I'm going to change my shirt, though.
Yeah.
And maybe
We can
change
do-
my hat.
Yeah, we can.
We'll figure it out. But anyways, until next time, it's Anthony Trucks and Corey Gopian. We're waiting for a name for the show. Signing off. And as always, make sure to make shift happen so you can make success your second nature.
Let's go. Go Ducks.